So Guernsey Employment Trust is a charity, and we support people with disabilities and have conditions to find and maintain their employment. So we work with quite a wide range of people. They could have mental health problems, learning disabilities, autism, physical disabilities. Essentially, if it's a barrier to employment, then we will work with someone.
I didn't have much confidence over the phone, and I have trouble reading because I'm dyslexic.
I didn't really know how to do any of it, how to talk to people and get interviews and get jobs. And I did get an interview, but I turned it down because I wasn't comfortable going and doing it all by myself.
The largest barrier was generally a lack of understanding. I use specialist software and equipment to help me do my role. I think there was, like I said, a lack of understanding from businesses about how that might work, whether it would work with their IT systems, how much it might cost, etc., etc. The longest stint was at least 4 years unemployed.
I've been a nurse for 10 years and during that time, unfortunately, I received the diagnosis of bipolar. So bipolar disorder's been my main barrier. So before that, I didn't have a day off sick in my whole school life, and during my nurse training it was absolutely great. And then unfortunately, I've been on a journey of bipolar, so relapses, medication trial and errors, crises. So with that journey, that meant time off sick, so difficulty holding down a nursing role.
We have 2 avenues. We have our Job Club service and our Employment Supported service. The Job Club is a session-based service, so we run a couple of sessions a week where around 6 or 7 individuals can attend, and they will receive support from our Job Club leader to work on CVs, cover letters, applications, etc. And our employment support officers are individuals who work with people on a one-to-one basis, so they normally have a caseload of around 20 people that they will work with, and getting to know them and supporting them in the correct way for them.
First meeting was just like to get to know me. The second one was like what I wanted to do, and then we did a few application forms. I did like 3 meetings with him, and then I had an interview which he helped me practice, and then I got a job.
Doing work experience gave me a good idea of, again, what I like and don't like doing, and what sort of environments I liked being in and working in, and the sort of things I liked to do. And it was a really good chance to get to know other people in a workplace.
I had help updating my CV and getting that into a usable format. On the occasions where I did get an interview, I also received interview training and practice.
I received a lot of assessments when I wasn't so well by my psychiatric team. When they thought I was about ready, like you said, my psychiatrist actually mentioned you and tried to encourage me to self-refer, but I was very reluctant at the time because I think it was just ignorance and lack of knowledge of what you guys as a charity are about, and I didn't think I needed help and I wanted to do it myself. I was strongly encouraged to self-referred and had a very positive experience, and yeah, here I am today.
For a lot of our clients, regardless of their disability or the reason they're with us, they will have a lack of confidence because of the situation we're in. So it's just watching them grow and kind of develop and be in positions where they didn't think they would be, and to learn to do things independently.
You as my employment support officers instilled confidence back into me, to give me the hope and self-belief to start looking for actual nursing jobs again, because I'd sort of written off that I was going to be able to return to nursing.
Get matched me with an employment support officer, and for the first few months we met pretty much weekly, and he just kept talking to me and telling me jokes and silly stories until I started replying and responding and telling him funny jokes and stories as well. So we got to know each other, and we built up a vocational profile full of the things that I like to do and I don't like to do and what I can and can't do.
I'm an employment support officer and I help people through the whole process. I love when I get someone a job and you see how happy they are and when they're settled in, and it's more about how seeing them happy, really.
There hasn't been any problem with bringing Cyril, my guide dog, into work. Everybody is quite happy that I bring him in. He often wanders around the office and says hello and makes sure everyone's all right.
It's kind of difficult to remember what I was like and what life was like before. I feel like my life is fuller and it wasn't very fulfilling before. My life has changed a lot. I don't think I've changed, but I sort of developed and progressed as a person, and I know myself better. I'm very comfortable here. I like chatting to my friends and my colleagues, and I can even help some people when they have problems. Like, we've got some new starters and they ask me some questions and I'm like, I know how to do this. So it just feels nice.
That's one of my goals in life, obviously, like everybody, to get a job, because that's what you need. But obviously it helps you like get other jobs, like get a mortgage for a house or go on an expensive holiday. So
The favourite thing about my job is I think just seeing people grow. So when you first meet someone and you see where they are and what the situation they're in, and just getting to know them and seeing their confidence grow is probably the big thing.
The thing I was probably most proud of is the fact that I'm now permanent member of staff and no longer just a trainee. I'm an actual administrator. Having a job to get up for every morning it makes you feel worthwhile and makes you feel that you're contributing something to society.
Even though I'm in a job now, I'm still in contact with my employment support officer most days, and I feel comfortable knowing that I decide what support I need and for how long. And even if I have a really great few days, weeks or months, I can still have a catch up and just be like, yeah, it's going great, or actually this thing's gone wrong, can you help me with it?
My biggest achievement is actually getting back to nursing, because when I was my last time in psychiatric hospital a couple of years ago, when I was encouraged to resign, I did get told that I'd potentially not be able to return to nursing. It wouldn't be conducive to my mental health, which that did really affect me, and I've got back. So yes, it's with huge amendments and compromises, but I think I'm really proud that I've been able to accept the compromises rather than see them as failures, and be able to work but in a balanced way and stay well as well.
If you'd like to find out some more information about the services we offer or would like to apply online, please either visit our website or give us a call on 247 999.